you don't keep that to the chest.
What's
You
up,
let
y'all?
the world know.
So you post about the Outback solo mission?
Absolutely. You got to be proud.
The ribeye there is low-key fire.
Dude, yeah,
It's very
slept
good.
on. Slept on, yeah. Slept on. The chocolate thunder from down under too. What's up, y'all? Happy Monday.
Insane start.
Well, let's see what the Outback Steakhouse discounted gift cards are right now too.
Oh,
They're
good
probably
call.
high. They're usually very high on restaurants.
Texas
Yeah,
Roadhouse to shame.
very high
Not
on
even
restaurants.
close.
Texas Roadhouse, I haven't been there in like 10 years, but that's not bad either. Let's see. Let's see. Get a loop here. Ooh, it's not bad, man. Not bad. There's a bunch of good.
15? Yeah, that's pretty solid.
The loop on steak.
Applebee's, it's a loop.
Well, yeah, because Applebee's sucks.
Sucks.
It's so true.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good loops on discounted gift cards too. I'm here on time. LOLs Pro, you taking a couple Mondays off, man? Where you been, LOLs Pro? It's a rainy Monday, but we've been getting to it, man. Vibes are strong. Vibes are absolutely super strong.
Absolutely. Happy Monday, everybody. If
Happy
you're watching on the
Monday.
replay, we're live 5 p.m. every Monday. Come ask your questions, all that good stuff.
Warner,
Let us know what's up.
How's the remade swing treating you?
What am I missing?
You said last week you remade your golf swing, or you had a golf coach.
Oh, yeah. We're cooking again. We're cooking again. I thought for some reason I thought you were talking about physical swing. I was like, what was I building?
Oh,
When the
No,
day
we're cooking.
asks, Corey, you ever have any success with Field Piece, Yellow Jacket, or CPS products? No, so I've used those as an example a bunch of times in my videos, but I have not had success in reaching out to those brands. Usually, I think they're pretty restrictive on who they let sell. I think they've got the third-party sellers that they've had for a while, and I don't think they let many more people on.
oof! Good luck. Port Authority in New York City. Oh,
Where's that? I'm gonna look it up.
it's like the bus station.
Oh, no, Mad Mood Dog's a good guy though. Sales tax free, lives in New Jersey. He or she, I'm not sure. Lives in.
I know they've been pumping out some shipments too.
Yeah.
Carol, where in North Carolina? I'm from North Carolina too.
What's up, Carol? What up, Jerry? Yeah, so whatever questions y'all got, let us know. And then Warner and I are hosting a free class for new Amazon sellers and those of you guys really looking to get started and scale up for Q4 tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern too, which you can find at the link in the description right there. As
long as it's an abrupt 8 o'clock end, we're good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? Win the day here.
Absolutely, yeah. It'll be a super good time tomorrow. I know a bunch of you guys just made some money off Labor Day sales. Honestly, there's still lots of good sourcing opportunities going.
Super high right now.
Yeah, like you're saying, cash gift cards have been pretty solid lately as well. So, lots of opportunities. So we're gonna break down how to source and use some AI to source and all that good stuff on the class tomorrow.
Oh yeah, right there.
Absolutely. What's up, Carol? What's up, Brian?
Oh,
Brian,
Carol's
aren't
Wilmington?
you in Madison, Brian? How are you a Cowboys fan?
Well, I think he's complimenting us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm football pilled right now. I guess reading them boys as a Cowboys thing.
yeah. Well, Ben Bader's email about sports gambling this morning was very insightful. Instead of the invoice gate, it came up with the listing asking for packaging photos. Good. Yeah, it's an update as of Friday. Some of the ungates are asking for this stuff, which is excellent. And yeah, that sounds good to me right there. Sounds like a better system, I would say. It's not on everything, not even close. Otherwise, obviously, we have gotten 17 questions about this already. But yeah, some are even just asking for your auto ungates that literally just ask for your phone number and email, which is perfect. Because I just made an auto ungate video breaking down the way it used to look for most of them on there. So they conveniently perfectly changed it literally the next day. Let's see. What's up, Brain? Hell of a few days. I saw you guys talk about Q4 is coming up. What information can you give? Okay, so G-Body Bends in all your glory, right? Describe what Q4 is for Rain here.
Q4, precisely October, November, December, is really going to encompass the big holidays, right? So we're talking November or Thanksgiving, we're talking Christmas, New Year's even, right? Halloween. So a lot of the seasonal stuff that you see from an online arbitrage perspective, it's kind of all clumped up in the Q4 time period. Of course, with just like gift giving and things of that nature, right? So a lot of seasonal opportunities within those holidays, a lot of seasonal activity with like winter wear, sweatshirts, sweatpants, hats, gloves, that sort of thing. And just like, like general gift giving things, toys. Everything, more eyes are on Amazon in Q4. So it's like the tide rises all boats, right? So everything is going to sell better, and obviously the seasonal stuff is going to kind of climax at that Q4 period.
Yeah, the way I like to think about it is like it's not just like the toys and stuff. It's like would you give this item as a gift? If so, it's people are going to pay a dumb price for it, and that's everything from chocolate to makeup to
it's
toys.
The rising tide.
Outback Steakhouse.
Rising tide lifts all ships.
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, that's what Amazon is, right? So even the things that aren't specific to Q4 are still going to sell better, sell quicker, sell higher a lot of times. So there's a lot of money for everyone to make.
And so other things to consider too, like a lot of people don't think about the stuff that it's not necessarily seasonal products, but they sell really well during that time of year. So an example I always like to use is heading into Thanksgiving, there was this brand of crock pot liners that we used to sell that sold really well. And you look at the Keepa and it was like perfectly in sync with Thanksgiving. It's like every year it sold pretty well the whole year. And then right as November hit, it like tanked to like 1K sales rank in home and kitchen because everybody's buying those for Thanksgiving. So think about the products that, again, it's not like a Christmas product, but something that people would use during the holidays. Anything from like party supplies to certain types of food to decorations, all this stuff can do really well during Q4 too.
And one of the other things that I think probably doesn't get enough attention with Q4 is just all the different buying opportunities.
Oh yeah, I was just about to dig into that.
Some of the best buying opportunities across the whole year happen in Q4, right? Obviously the big ones, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but a lot of these online retailers operate quote unquote Black Friday for a couple weeks. Right, so you can do a lot of testing in that period, right? A lot of FBM, right, and at cheaper prices that are not necessarily going to be reflected on Amazon, right? So a lot of good things from the selling perspective, but probably even more so and more impactful for a lot of you online arbitrage sellers is that there's a lot of discounted opportunities to buy stuff, and again, that price is probably not going to be as reflected on Amazon than the retail sites.
If you want some good Q4 wisdom, watch this here.
That's a throwback.
Good.
Old buy box bandits there.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that! Holy crap, man! That was almost 4 years ago. Good vibes.
That was the OG studio.
Coatesville studio. Yep.
Coatesville. That's your perch on your bed, and then Danny's studio.
Crib. Yeah, good times, man.
The 20-foot ceiling.
Yep. Yeah, Madison, the Packers. Oh, good.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Question from Hunter. What up, Hunter? Speaking of Wisconsin, can someone explain their thought process on why and why not to include cashback when equating profit margins? Yeah, just because it's very delayed and that like cashback, you typically get 90 days ish after you spend it or after you earn it, right? So it just kind of screws up the cash flow cycle. And there's so many good leads out there that, you know, profit and good SKUs are abundant enough. You don't really got to worry about that, to be honest, in my opinion.
The same thing with Rakuten. Rakuten's probably even more risky when it comes to actually getting those dollars back in your pocket. So it's the same explanation.
So Ian L had a question here. Hey guys, distributors said they'd partner if I can fix Walmart comp errors. I'm still learning. How would you approach this and how soon should I take to resolve this? So what do you mean by comp errors? Can you define that further? Do you mean like competitive pricing errors where maybe Walmart's priced a lot lower than Amazon, so they're suppressing the buy box? But if you could elaborate for us, we might be able to help. Cassandra asked a similar question. She said, hey, how do you handle a suppressed buy box? So Cassandra, typically if the buy box is suppressed, it means that the product is being sold at a lower price on a different website, usually like a Walmart or a Target or sometimes even the brand's own website. So I have seen people talk about ways to fix it, but if it's like a big brand, I don't think there's really much you can do. Like if you're working directly with the brand, there are things you can do, but I don't think there's a whole lot you can do unless you guys know maybe something that I don't.
Yeah. Caitlin, you don't need to use EE distribution. You definitely don't got to spend $5,000 on it. Now, is EE distribution going to work? Yes. It's not that Amazon won't budge on Ganim. They just haven't yet because we know for a fact now it's completely normal. Right there, you know.
I've heard people having way bigger problems with wholesale invoices lately than, you know, big retailers too. So just
which makes sense.
Stuff that works.
Amazon probably has that recognition with like the
I'm sure they've seen EE before and that kind of thing. Like that mom and pop distribution that you call and they're legit, but Amazon's never seen it before. Like causing some problems.
The other thing to keep in mind with the suppressed buy boxes is your repricing strategy is going to be a bit different, right? Obviously, with a buy box, we get that rotation aspect. So there's going to be some fluctuation with like who's winning the buy box. But a lot of times when that buy box is suppressed, the sales will really kind of just go into the lowest FBA offer, right? The quickest and the cheapest are usually what the customers are going to pick, right? They're not going to scroll through the seller names and pick on the coolest name of the store, right? They're likely going to get and pick the one that's going to get to either them the quickest or that's the cheapest, right? Whatever they kind of prioritize personally. So it can result in a lot of significantly dropped markets, but I mean, it's just something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that guy Ryan's putting out some good content on Twitter too, as well. Rob's a stud right here. Rob's a stud. Bro started talking in the coaching calls all the time, and now he's saying the FBM listings are moving quicker. Bang! Right.
Funny how that works, right?
Yeah. Everything is gated, not even autos. No more. That is a limiting belief, Ralph.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can sell, man. Yeah, just check. We got a bunch of videos sourcing auto and gated products, so you can start there, and anything that lets you apply, you're good to go. Sweet. What sells the best FBM during Q4? That's a good question. It's not necessarily like it's going to be pretty item dependent, to be honest. Yeah, it's going to be pretty item dependent. As far as categories, though, the stuff that is really good is stuff that's not like super heavy. So honestly, I don't usually do FBM on toys unless it's like a last minute buy, just because it's pretty heavy it's pretty expensive to FBM a lot. It'll be a shirt, a pair of pants, that kind of thing. Maybe even a small toy, but like it very much depends on the item, though.
Yeah, a good rule of thumb is if it can fit in a poly mailer and you're comfortable shipping in a poly mailer, then it's good to FBM. Otherwise, probably not worth it. You don't want to have to hunt down like different size boxes and make it fit. Like, you don't have to take that sort of time. So you get like 3 or 4 different size poly bags. And if it fits in one of those, then you're good.
Yeah. And the big thing is too, just understanding like items below $20 very, very rarely mathematically make sense to FBM compared to FBA. Right. Meanwhile, items that are above $20 but below £1 tend to be fire for FBM. Those can typically be polybagged or poly-mailered, right? And then items above $20, above £1 typically are better FBA. All of that obviously is not listing by listing specific. You want to use the seller amp calculator for both of those. Can I keep? Yeah. It's going to be the same. Yeah. So totally you can, man. Yeah.
Would they get a discount every year? Like basically have a discount of the annual
Black Friday sale on seller amp. Yeah.
But it would renew at this, like, you get locked in there if you want to stay with it. Basically. Right. Yeah. LOL is pro. Yeah. Warner hasn't been in SoFlo right there. So we haven't had a chance to. No profit in those luxury beauty. Interesting. Like perfumes and shit. Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's completely normal, right? It's expected to get denied a bunch, right? Typically 10, 15 times per brand. That doesn't mean it feels good though, right? And everything, yeah.
Yep. What up, Josh? Said just getting started. When I get the hang of everything, would it be possible to get into wholesale before Q4 ends? I mean, you can like if you find a good OA product that you like and shoot an email to the brand, that's a good way to like kind of get your feet wet in wholesale. If you're like brand new to the game, you're probably going to be better off just like focusing on one thing. And for me, that would be OA. Like, if you starting in January, February, I think it does make sense. Like I think the seller who like locks in on wholesale the first half of the year and then locks in on OA the back half of the year is probably beating somebody that's like flip flopping all the time.
Yeah, agreed. But like you said, I mean, one of the better ways to go about it is if you're already selling a brand OA, nothing wrong with calling the brand and just asking to open a wholesale account. That's totally fine. Caitlin said, any wholesalers in Florida or on the East Coast? Yeah, there's a bunch. There's thousands of them.
Yeah, there's actually none. There's no warehouses on the East Coast. Famously, famously, no one sells products in New York.
Yeah. If you mean wholesale suppliers, I mean they're everywhere, every state.
Lauren, I'm not sure what you mean, but I can look into that. Sorry about that. Is buying leads a good way to start? Been trying to source for a couple weeks, but I barely got anything. I mean, maybe, but you're way better off just kind of really learning how to source the right way. So it just comes down to discounts, right? So manufacturing profit margins, that's where the money's made with online arbitrage, right? In coupon codes and holiday sales and discounted gift cards and tax exempt, and everything. So that's really the game with online arbitrage, Edgar. You just got to make sure you watch Warner and I's videos and Garrett's where we do OA sourcing and you'll see that each website has 1 or 2 tips and tricks that create the margin. And all you have to be able to do is find that for each website. And that makes it significantly easier to go ahead and break down this entire process.
Jamel, anytime you're changing something within like the back end of your Amazon account, you want to just, as a good rule of thumb, call Amazon, let them know you're doing it, right? So phone number, email address, bank account specifically, EIN, social, any of those things that you're changing, it's just like a good common practice just to call Amazon, give them a heads up that they're doing it because they're just trying to protect you at the end of the day. But what you don't want is your account to get shut down, your funds to get held for a couple of days because they're kind of suspicious of what's going on there, and you go from there.
So E&L elaborated on their question. So they said comp errors equals Walmart compliance blocks recently placed on beauty and some grocery and toys. Limited guidance, tough communication. We're all figuring it out from what I read through groups. Yeah. So unless you have an internal contact at Walmart, I don't really know of any ways to resolve those issues. I don't really sell on Walmart myself, so it's hard to say, but that could be one of those problems where, because it's tough to solve, I mean, that's why the brand is offering you an exclusive if you can solve that problem. So I think it's worth digging into and just networking with other people in the Walmart selling community to try to find the answer. Someone I would hit up is 7-Figure Grammy on Instagram or Twitter. Her name's Tracy Shelley. She's really good at Walmart. Her or Crazy Flippin' Mom, who's Emily Baker. They're both Walmart experts. They might be able to help you or provide some guidance there to help you get that solved.
$2K a month. Oh, that's cool. What is
nice
for wholesale distributors or finding general suppliers? Dude, good for you, man. If you take a look in the storefronts of your competitors, you're going to find other wholesale opportunities from there too.
Yep. Dennis found a $200 ROI. You love to see that. How are customer returns typically handled, specifically as part of FBA? Yeah, so they're going to go back to FBA. FBA is going to say, this is damaged, goes back to you, or they're going to say it's fine, it's going back to inventory. Stuff that goes back to you is often still fine. You can ship it back in or clean it up, that kind of thing. Every Amazon seller should have an eBay store that sells their returns and that kind of thing too. Get as much money as you can back.
Well, it says, thank you so much. Of course. Brand. Yeah, you got to find other brands similar to that. And if there's competitors on the listings, especially the folks that are getting a lot of the buy box, using the buy box analysis feature on SellerAmp to find that too. That I like. Amazon's not fond of. Yeah. So Caitlin, you're way better off doing OA from the get-go, like sub 100K a month in rev, honestly, on that. Yeah. We'll have to call Amazon as well. Yeah. All sensitive information like that, Pam. Yeah. So like credit card, address, LLC, etc. You technically don't have to, but Amazon likes when you do prior to switching them some stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of just giving them a heads up so that way their automated system doesn't go in and flag your account or something just because you changed your bank account or your credit card or your address. So it's just it's almost like an insurance policy to say like, hey, I told you I was going to do this, so it was a legitimate change.
For sure. Yeah, Caitlin, Crazy Flippin' Mom is good, or Tanya Madrill.
Yeah. Facts.
Those are great resources for Walmart.
A lot of issues at Walmart as well. Yeah, like most things get solved just by keeping it simple and then really thinking long term with this stuff too. And everything. And if you want a really good walkthrough on really all this stuff, guys, tune into the free live class Warner and I got going down tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The recording's not going to be put on YouTube or anything like that. It's not going to be broadcasted live. The only way to get access to the sauce is by registering and coming to the Zoom call tomorrow night.
For sure. What's up, Joey? Best way to source brands, storefront stock in your niche? Yeah, it's a good way to do it, Joe. You can just use Keep a Product Finder as well. Keep a Product Finder is way cheaper and the same thing as that other tool, by the way. Yeah. Just find stuff that works good for you. As far as other recommended stuff, like if you have a brand you like to sell, they have a competitor, obviously. So just reach out to their competitors too.
Yep. Thanks for the advice on selling returns on eBay. Oh yeah, for sure. Another thing that's popping right now is this platform called Whatnot. One of my homies is crushing it.
I've seen a lot of people crushing it there.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I've popped on there a few times now just to like see like what's
it's just
up,
live shopping,
yeah.
right? That's all it really is.
But
Yeah. It's crazy. Like it's just TikTok, except people are only selling you things.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting that like,
and there's no returns too. So it's a really good way to liquidate stuff as well. Because it's guaranteed money essentially, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's just
something that's also kind of interesting is there's obviously people that do it full time and they'll do consignment. So I haven't looked into it close enough yet, but like an idea I've been looking at is there's a ton of people that sell like used shoes and clothes, which you have a bunch of selling on eBay, right? So might make sense for some of you guys to just work out a deal with these people that have big followings on whatnot. And you might be able to sell it all at once and, sell it on one, maybe even get a little bit more money for it since they have a bunch of people. It's crazy how like people be selling stuff like way above market. Like I'll do some cards and that kind of stuff on the side. It's just like a hobby. And I look on there, it's like they're paying $50 for a $20 card and like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like people just get caught up in the hype.
Yeah, they get caught up in the hype very much. So it could be a really interesting way to sell your returns.
The best whatnot sellers, I think, are like really good pitchmen too. Like they're entertaining and they can pitch really well, and people are watching the stream.
Well, anytime you have like a definitive endpoint, it just like it's
built-in urgency. It's built-in urgency.
Yeah, Kieran, you said you got a screwdriver and whatnot. Yeah, exactly. Very, very interesting. I don't I haven't met anyone yet, and I think it would be very difficult to reach like the same kind of scale you can with like Amazon resale, but it seems like a fun little side project, that kind of thing at least.
Yeah, my friend Levi, I think his name's like CEO Levi on IG. He's made like $60K profit his first like 3-4 months. And they're
awesome.
buying return pallets now. Yeah, they're buying return pallets.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's kind of the move.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, honestly, it would be very fun. If you're like a pallet person, you open one of those stores where it's like every day the price goes down, and then the best stuff you're selling on whatnot. That's probably like really increases the viability of that model, like the liquidation model.
Well, have you guys heard of that book, The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, or like read it?
She's has really good content.
It's all about like the psychological impact of like a timer, right? Counting down from like a specific number, it gives you that like that motivation, that adrenaline push to like do something. And that's like the same aspect of that, whatnot is.
And I'll do that like day to day. If I'm sitting down to work, I'll just like Google like a timer. Google has like a built-in timer and just set it for an hour and just like have that tab open up to the side. And it's just like always counting down. So it just like makes you work faster, whether you realize it or not. I think that really helps. Mohammed had a question here: how to work with international suppliers. Usually I look at the reviews on the internet and I ask the suppliers for his business registration number, but is that enough? So no, I would not say that's enough. When you say international suppliers, do you mean like importers, or do you mean you're buying from a supplier who's physically based overseas? Either way, you're going to want to make sure that they are an authorized distributor. And I would just call the brand that you're buying from them and ask the brand if the supplier you're buying from is one of their authorized distributors. And if yes, then you're probably good to go. If not, then I wouldn't buy it.
Bruh, Lone Wolf, you got to worry about the problems y'all got over in the UK right now, man. Don't you worry about us over here in the States, man. You're gonna be all right.
Yeah, we're not exclusively allowed to talk about Amazon. You talk about making money, whatever, right?
Nah, Lone Wolf's an eBay guy too, I believe.
Cool.
Perfect. Thanks. Yeah, we got you, Muhammad. We got you right there. Any criteria? I'd say like we might answer this already, but my winning product criteria for beginners just like under 200K rank, $3 plus profit per unit, unless it's really low sale price, 30% ROI, competition either stable or going down, price either stable or going up.
For sure. Is there other platforms to sell on besides eBay and Walmart you can sell on? Yeah, it's definitely smart to think about diversifying. I know you're like newer to the game. I would just focus on probably mostly Amazon. Just like figure out how to get rid of your returns until you're kind of happy, 50-ish K a month. Then you can start expanding. Otherwise, you're just kind of naturally you're limiting your ability to learn when you're doing too much at once. But yeah, long term, eBay, Walmart are great. I know Best Buy just opened up. Target and Best Buy are like invite only. Target's very exclusive right now, but I assume there'll be lots more stuff that opens up. But yeah, it's kind of eBay, Walmart, Amazon in the short term.
So Joey said, if the brand doesn't want to open more direct accounts and doesn't want to recommend distributors, is there any way to get an LOA? They seem to not. No. So if the brand doesn't want to work with you, you can't get an LOA. So an LOA can only come directly from the brand.
Boom, boom. Cool. All right. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, we got a free live class going down. If you want to learn how to get ungated, how to start on low capital, no experience and everything. Tune in with us then, as well as a bunch of good Q4 sauce we don't share was free, specifically with product research and AI. Tap in with us tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Replay's not going to be posted anywhere. Just put the link in chat there. So y'all should make sure to tune in. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Y'all be great.
See you guys. Be back next Monday.
See you later.
Thanks, y'all.